Hello friend, I am Samadi back to a new tutorial video regarding IS 456 2000. This video is number 4 video of this series. In case you missed the last 3 video, so you should check this I button, otherwise you go to the playlist section and check out the last 3 video, otherwise you miss out something because everything is linked up. Okay, so without further delay, let's get started. So last time we end here. Okay, from today we'll start from compression member. So first they told about the what is the compression member definition. Column or stud is a compression member, the effective length which exceeds 3 times least lateral dimension. The column or strut is a compression member. The effective length that means L effective 3 times of either B, either D. B or D should be least lateral dimension. Suppose B is 100 mm, D is say 300 mm. So in this scenario, L effective should be 3 into 100. Why 3 into 100? Because least lateral dimension. So we choose B, that is 300. We not choose D because D in this case D greater than B. Okay, that is why we choose B. Short and slender compression member. A compression member may be considered as short when both slender ratio equal to L effective by D or L effective by B are less than 12. Suppose L effective value is say 3000. Value of D is 300. Value of B is say 600. So what is the slenderness ratio for D side? 3000 by 300. Okay. And slenderness ratio should be for B side 3000 by 600. So in this way you have to find out the slenderness ratio. Okay. And both slenderness ratio if less than 12, then we can say it is short compression member. If greater than 12, that means that should be a what? Long compression member. Okay, I hope the doubt is clear. If there's no doubt, do comment in comment section. I will definitely get back to you. They are just written what is the L effective D and B. Unsupported length. The unsupported length L or compression member shall be taken as the clear distance between end restraint. End restraint means end condition, as simple as that. Suppose here one support, here is one support. That is L. So this is your unsupported length. Except in flat slab construction, beam and slab construction, column restraint. Effective length of compression member. In absence of more exact analysis, the effective length LE of column may obtain described in Annex E. That is basically, if you remember this in the middle, there is 4 options. That is uh, both end fixed, one end free, one end hinge, one end hinge, one end hinge, one end fixed. So that are the all provided in Annex E. Slenderness limit and for column. So for less than 12 it is short. But what is the greater than scenario? The unsupported length between end restraints shall not exceed 60, the least lateral dimension. That means that L divided by D or B should be less than 60. If less than 60, that should be column. So very precisely, I can say, less than 12, short column. Less than 12, I mean to say greater than 12, and less than 60, that is the column. Okay, I hope doubt clear. If any given plane one end of column is unrestrained, its unsupported length shall not be exceed 100 b square d. For this means one end is unrestrained, that means one end is free, or this. In that time, the slenderness ratio, the column is unsupported length L shall not be exceed that L equal to 100 b square by d. When it will happen? When one end is restrained and another is free. Okay. Minimum eccentricity. From here they can ask the question, all columns shall be designed minimum eccentricity equal unsupported length of column by 500, that means L by 500 plus lateral dimension by 30, lateral dimension B or D by 30, a minimum of 20 mm or minimum 20 mm, where biaxial when you consider it is sufficient as to eccentricity minimum 1x. Okay. Now we talk about requirement of governing reinforcement detailing. Okay. So 25 was the basic general consideration, definition. What is the unsupported length? What is the slenderness ratio? What is the slenderness ratio for short column? What is the slenderness ratio for the long column? What should be the unsupported length for the one end fixed or one end in another end free? Now we talk about the requirement. Reinforcement steel, same type grade used as main reinforcement structural member. However, okay, bar may be arranged singly or in pair in contact, group of 3 or 4 bar bundle in contact. Bundle cell enclosed within stirrup. Definitely the recommendation code should be IS 13920. Development of stress in reinforcement. The calculated tension or compression in any bar at any section shall be developed one each side of the section by appropriate development length. So now we find out what is the development length. That is the formula LD equal to 5 sigma S, so 4 tau bedding. From there you may face any kind of MCQ question because there are some tricks. So phi is, wait, so LD equal to 5 sigma is 4 tau BD. Phi is nominal. Phi is nominal diameter. Suppose you use the 16 mm dia, so 16 mm should be phi. Say you use the 20 mm dia. Okay. Sigma is and tau BD should be shear. And sigma is, that means the stress in bar, stresses in bar, stress in bar. But there is some tricks. For deformed bar, the value shall be increased by 60%. Value is increased 60. Then for deformed bar, LD equal to 1.6 phi sigma is by 4 tau BD. For bar compression, the value stress increased by 25. So that means it again, if the compression, it's increased by 1.25 times. Okay. Bar bundle in contact. its development length of each bar of bundle bar shall be that individual bar increased by 10% for 2 bars in contact, 20% for 3 bars in contact, 33 bars from the 4. So if you do the bundle with 1, 8, 2, 3, 4, then increase by 10, increase by 20, increase by 30%. Okay. Now we talk about the anchoring. For anchoring, the bends and hooks shall be confirmed by 2502. Bend should be 45 degree, hook should be U type, and that is the 16 of the diameter. So hook equal to, we can say, 16 5. Suppose someone asks you, though I use the 12 bar, that means the hook should be 16 into 12, that is equal to 2, 3, 192 mm. This is the length of the hooks. Acha, anchor bar in compression. Anchor bar compression given, not necessary, not necessary. Okay. Now we talk about the stirrup. Stirrup in the secondary reinforcement Saldin has been provided. The bar bent to angle at least 90 degree round, at least own diameter, that's the diameter, while the bend angle 135. So you can remember this, and 90 degree and 135. Now bearing stress. The bearing stress equal to F tau b R5. I have never seen this in any kind of exam. So this is your choice. You read it or not. So this portion, either you read or you can skip it, but yes, you must read this. Now we talk about the curtailment, but nowadays we didn't use the curtailment. We do the extra top, extra bottom. Okay, but still, as the code is mentioned, so there is chance giving some questions. So here the is distance equal to effective depth. The member is 12 times of the bar diameter. So just underline this. Flexure reinforcement shall not be terminated in a tension zone. Definitely, tension zone hote ki hai yaar. In tension zone, tension is coming. So if the reinforcement is not in tension zone, then what is the aim of, what is the objective of providing this bar in tension zone? So simple, they are written there. Flexure reinforcement shall not be terminated in tension zone unless any one of the following conditions satisfied. Number one, there is some shear. Number stirrup area exceed or for 36 mm and smaller bar. The containing bar provide double area, and here you see this, but it will never come in any exam. Now we talk about the positive moment. The positive moment is 1/3. A positive moment reinforcement simple member, 1/4 the positive member reinforcement in continuous member shall extend it along the same face, the LD by 3. Suppose I draw a picture, it will be then clear. It is isolated. Then positive moment will occur. Suppose it is 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Here positive moment occur. But suppose it is a continuous 1 by 4, 1 by 4, and it is the L by 2. Same, this is L by 4 and L by 2 ऊपर में होगा. Here L by 4, here L by 2, here L by 4. From here, 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 the positive moment will occur. So for isolated L by 3, for continuous L by 4. Okay. When a flexure member is part of the primary lateral load, at simple support inflection positive moment LD come. Okay, no issue. That is the formula, but it will never be used. But you can go through this. Negative moment reinforcement. At least 1/3 of the total reinforcement provided for the negative moment at the support shall be extended beyond the point of inflection. Inflection means यहाँ पे moment 0 होता है. ये तो बात है. We talk about the positive moment. Now we talk about negative moment. So how the positive moment converts to negative moment? So there is some point where moment should be 0 or plus to minus. So this position or this position is called inflection. Okay, inflection. Curtailment is not less than 40 times of the diameter. Expect the bundle stopping at the support. Okay, splicing member. Splicing member. Okay, not necessary to read. Reinforcement. Okay. Now we talk about the lap splicing. Lap splicing is a question. This is the first 36 mm and the 36 mm. Lap length for the hooks 35 LD 35, not direct tension shall be 2 LD or 35, and straight length shall not be 15.5. So from here they ask the question in the exam, and believe me, trust me, lots of confusion will occur. Direct compression, direct tension, normal tension. The corner section, the minimum cover face clear distance between lap is less than 75 mm or 6 times the diameter. So this clause 26.2.5.1 is very much important. It is very much important. Okay. The lap length compression shall be equal to development length compression 24.5. Okay. It will again. And yeah, when placing of welded wire fabric to be not less than spacing cross wire plus 100 mm. Strength of weld 100% load transfer, so you can or cannot read anyway, no need of read. Spacing of reinforcement. For the purpose of this clause, the diameter of round bar shall be nominal diameter, and in case bar which are not round, okay, the minimum distance between individual bar. This is the your condition. The diameter of the bar diameter are equal. The diameter of the larger bar, if the diameter are unequal, 5 mm more the nominal maximum size of core circuit. That should be the minimum distance between individual bars. Suppose I will give you an example. This is the bar. So that minimum spacing should be equal if the all reinforcement, otherwise unequal, then uh, big value, take the big value. Otherwise, use the 5 mm plus coarse aggregate. So that is the three condition. Use the distance. Where there are two or more row of bars shall be vertical in line, the minimum vertical distance is 15 mm. Suppose your cross section is like that. If this is the L by 2, then here is 2 row, here is 2 row. So this distance should be 15 mm. Maximum distance between bar in tension, unless the calculation of crack which show the greater spacing acceptable. The following shall be applied. For beam, the horizontal distance between the parallel reinforcement bar or group near the tension face shall not be greater than the value given in table 15, depending on the redistribution slab. The reinforcement between the horizontal distance between parallel main reinforcement bar shall not be more than 3 times of effective depth solid slab or 300 mm, whichever smaller for slab. For horizontal distance between parallel reinforcement bar provided against the shrinkage temperature, that should be 5 times of effective depth of solid slab or 450 mm. So these two are also very important as well as very confusion. So yeah, this is all about the video where I discuss about basically the compression member, where I tell about the definition and reinforcement detailing and the spacing, bearing stress, development length, and lap splicing. So if there is any kind of doubt, do comment in comment section. If there any kind of doubt, do comment in comment section. I will definitely get back to you. And in next video, I will talk about this nominal cover for reinforcement and the beam provisions. Okay, so thank you for watching this video. Keep learning.